1 John 4:7, Beloved, let us love one another, because love is of God. Everyone who loves is begotten by God and knows God. Whoever is without love does not know God, for God is love. Everyone who loves is begotten by God and knows God. Begotten by God, or born of God, refers to spiritual rebirth, a transformation where someone accepts Catholic baptism, engages in the purification process, and achieves a new nature that reflects God's character. The visible action of 5 loaves and 2 fish feeding 5,000 in the physical realm is a beautiful analogy for grace actions through disciples in the spiritual realm. Faith is an act to invoke love. Trust is an act that results in love. Faith is action. Human requirements and disciple suggestions to God. Mark 6:35, his disciples approached him and said, "Dismiss them so that they can go to eat." Effective communication. Mark 6:37, Jesus said to them, "Give them some food yourselves." But disciples said to him, "Are we to buy 200 days' wages worth of food and give it to them to eat?" 38, he asked them, "How many loaves do you have?" They said, 5 loaves and 2 fish. For grace to perform action through a disciple, a complete surrender of the disciple to cooperate with grace is needed. 39, so he gave orders to have them sit down in groups on the green grass. Trust in action to produce fruits of love. 40, the people took their places in rows by hundreds and by 50s. 42, they all ate and were satisfied. Grace in abundance. 43, and they picked up 12 wicker baskets full of fragments and what was left of the fish. John 15:5, I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever remains in me, and I in him will bear much fruit, because without me you can do nothing. An act of love is a manifestation of divine grace flowing through a faithful person. For grace to flow through a person, it requires remaining in Jesus. Remaining in Jesus means discipleship. Catholic baptism initiates this call. You have to respond to this call through a self-purification process, which leads to the chosen, the purgation and illumination process done by sanctifying grace. Here, a Catholic is molded into a perfect disciple. Everyone who loves is begotten by God and knows God. To manifest an act of love, the manifestation of the true God, is very important. Knows God is only by knowing Christ. John 14:7, if you know me, then you will also know my Father. John 17:3, this is eternal life, that they should know you, the only true God, and the one whom you sent, Jesus Christ. 1 John 4:1, Beloved, do not trust every spirit but test the spirits to see whether they belong to God. Prolonged use of the rosary is an effective means to counteract the complex works of demonic forces laying nets for the years of planning. Any act of a person can be influenced by spirits, selfish motives, or by grace. Matthew 7:16, by their fruits you will know them. Spirits are considered a potential source of guidance, inspiration, or possession, influencing actions in ways that might be seen as supernaturally driven heavenly entities or demonic entities. Heavenly entities like angels and saints serving God's will as messengers, guardians, and intercessors. Demonic entities influence humans through false teachings, ideologies, temptation, possession, and deception. They also exert cultural influence as an ambivalent force in media, politics, and belief systems, shaping narratives around evil or causing harm through demonic depression, curses, and spells. Selfish motives, the actions driven by ego, personal desire, self-interest, or the pursuit of power/gain. Grace, a free gift. Grace is undeserved and cannot be earned, it's an outpouring of God's love. Participation in God's life. It's a sharing in the very life of God, making us His children and partakers in the divine nature. Supernatural help. Grace perfects and elevates human nature, allowing us to do things beyond our natural capacity, like loving God and choosing virtue. While a gift, humans cooperate with grace through free will, but this consent is itself an effect of grace, not purely human ability. Whoever is without love does not know God, for God is love.